again, but I haven't been down there in a little bit. I know Maureen has. These certainly have not. I'd like to just take a look at high tide. I don't know if we have any moon tides coming up, but between now and the next meeting, just again, that's what they're going to ask for anyway, so that we can take a look at high tide.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's any reason for you to be there or anything like that. It's just, you know, for our information, at high tide, I'd like to just take a peek. And I know everyone got flooded, but I don't care what I don't care if they built it 10 feet high, everyone's still going to get flooded on a major storm.
Right.
A major storm is what it is, and it does that. So, any more questions from the board?
Thank
Counselor?
you. So, for the record, Margaret LaForest, the Woodlawn Counselor. I, too, Maureen, spent a lot of time on Chickatawba Road. I was there for the evacuations. I was there helping people in the shelters. You're going to have an opportunity to give comment, too. I want to just be clear. I just want to give maybe some context to the board. So, one, I guess I have some good news kind of coming down line. And actually, you're the reason, and Tracy, report this back to Dave Murphy, because he's going to remember this field trip. The city of Quincy was putting in for some EOEA seawall applications, and we were looking at Manor Ave by the Willows. It was so big, we broke it into two parts. Manor Ave from the Willows down into Perry Beach, and Manor Ave up to Chickatawba. And I literally brought Dave on the principle of time bond in front of all of your homes, because I said, this is the repetitive loss area. These are, you know, very well kept homes that in a major storm event are getting inundated, and they are repetitive loss properties. We went there, we were successful in this grant. We just got about $500,000 from the state to design and engineer and permit a brand new seawall, or, well, a new seawall, whatever it may be. It may be new revetment, new seawall. We're at the very infancy. We're going to have a neighborhood meeting, I think, in February. Dave wanted it for the first, right, 2017. So we're going to be talking about improvements in that area, because if you see the riprap, that water is just rushing right up and over. So to the point of when we talk, I spend a lot of time, I feel like I should be a FEMA consultant, talking about stormwater management, whether it's rainwater management and coastal storms. And I appreciate, Jeff, that you distinguish these two, because if you're talking about where is the rainwater going to go and how are you, in the improvements you're making, impacting these properties, that's a very significant question that needs to be addressed, and the water needs to be maintained on your property. You can't divert your runoff to the neighbors. However, coastal storm event, that it doesn't matter. That water is coming over the wall. It's going to the lowest elevation. So it's kind of a moot point when it comes to coastal storm flowage versus the rainwater, stormwater management. So I just appreciate you distinguishing that, because I think for the average person who doesn't speak stormwater, they just say, when the water goes, I know where it's going. It's in these basements, and I've been in their basements, and I've got pictures of most of these basements, and it was a very, very difficult time. So I hear you loud and clear, and I will say, Jay, kudos to your department and all the floodplains. A lot of these houses have had new improvements, but with us in our maintenance to the FEMA building code regs, we've been able to elevate some of these homes out of the floodplain and lift their utilities, because these have been the same ones that are newer, somewhat newer construction, and they keep getting nailed. So I appreciate your due diligence, and do appreciate you taking the time to go down and do the site visit. So if I can join you, I will.
Well, it'll help us too when you come in front of us with the wall.
Well, and so again, I mean, here it is. It's like, what can the city do, but what can the homeowner do? And if you're the homeowner, you're saying, heck, if I'm waiting for the seawall, because A, we just get design money, we've been begging for design money. It's going to take years, a couple of years to permanent. Then you get to beg for construction money. So you're looking down the line. So I just want to, you're not give false hope, but I want you to understand the city very much recognizes that this is a high-risk storm area. So, thank you.
Okay, we're going to, just to let everyone know, you're going to be allowed to speak. We're going to continue this meeting so that we can go down and take a look at high tide. Like I said, I haven't been down there in a while. And Councilor Forrest is right. When you get a storm, you get a storm. I don't care how big your house is, you're going to get hit. So at this time, if people want to speak now, they can. If they want to come back at the next meeting, they can. Anybody like to speak in favor of this? Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Brian Jurek, 360 Adams Street. And the project, I'm the landscape contractor for the job. All the rainwater is going to go to the exact same spot, to the dry well that Steve said. But we're putting plants around it, it absorbs 15, 20 gallons of plant on a nice summer day. So we're really not changing where the water's going at all. It's the same spot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else in favor? Anybody opposed? Yes, ma'am. Questions?
Yes, I grew up 2 houses away, and I have photographs on Joan Mattie Hughes at number 15 Chickatawba Road. And I have photographs of the flooding that takes place. It initially, part of it started in 1967, but we also have a tide gate that was installed at Blacks Creek, which exacerbates the problem. Plus, the people who lived directly behind me years ago on Narragansett Road were friends with Henry Nielsen, who was the city engineer, and they had a catch basin put in their backyard that acted like a drain to a bathtub, which helped a lot to get rid of the water. But a previous owner filled the catch basin in with cement. So now we have no drain, so it makes matters worse.
From all the neighbors I've heard this.
Yes, but I have photographs which I'd like to show you. This is the driveway in question. This is my backyard and the backyard in the back. This is Narragansett Road. This is a picture of the catch basin that was there that was eventually filled in with cement.
I mean, with Henry, the background right here, head on an island, because at that time it grew flat.
So I'd like to cooperate, but it's such, the city has made this, contributed to the making of this problem too, by putting in the tide gate. And then, as I say, the neighbor in the back filling in that catch basin. And then the seawall is in dire need of repair. Plus, I've attended many meetings on beach renourishment. And sand is very important in front of the seawall to break the wave action before it reaches the seawall. And the Marymount Association will not put sand there. And the way they can get around it, if they remove the private sign from Chickatawbut Beach, the Department of Conservation and Recreation will provide the sand.
They're not going to do that.
But I don't know why they're afraid. Who do they think is going to use the
They
beach?
love the idea of their privacy, their private own beach.
The problem is the Marymount Association is basically a social organization, and they're not there to help us when we get flooded. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, and I'll give one of the pictures back.
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna, Jim's still looking at it down the end.
My name's Mike Feely. I live at 2 Narragansett Road, and I'm the immediate neighbor to Aaron's left. Two problems here. Generally, the flood water comes over the wall, runs up Narragansett, reaches a low point, and then starts coming back toward her house. Okay? And that's when it fills up. I guess my question is, if you're going to abandon the basement, not abandon the basement, and abandon the egress of the basement, I don't see why it's necessary to raise the driveway, other than wanting to do that. It's not, that's going to eliminate the problem of her flooded basement. The fact that there's going to be a solid wall there, which once was a big two-car garage. Okay. So what would be the issue in just putting a solid wall there?
Well, the problem, the only thing I can really think of right up front is that the waters would be right up against this particular wall at 3, 4, 5 feet on the wall.
Okay.
Which it is, anyway.
Yeah, but it goes into the garage now.
But it wouldn't.
Right.
It's not a garage.
Well, it is
Okay.
inside.
Well, it is now, yeah.
Right. It's a room down there now.
Yeah, well, garage room, whatever.
But there's one door.
Mhm.
If you sealed that door up and made a solid wall, wouldn't that mitigate the
Well,
problem?
then you need access also from there. So
Where's you gonna get access if you're gonna raise the driveway?
we're gonna have a stairway coming out of there and then up. It's gonna be there'll be a concrete wall around that stairway, and that concrete wall will be right at the top of her foundation. So that, if there's any flooding coming in there, it's not gonna breach that wall, get down the stairway and then in the doorway.
There isn't gonna be a
Right.
There is.
Can I say something? I'm
Not yet, there's other people
It's
talking.
done. He's this order the contract. so-
Oh, okay, all right.
Hi. Well, what we've done is, I'm Stephen Harris from Sharman Street, Quincy. I've built a lot of shelving down in her basement. I spent quite a bit of time there this summer, as you well know. And it's all 3 feet off the deck, and it's all around her whole basement, so she has someplace other than the attic to store stuff, and there's no attic access anyway. And we're gonna put a precast 4-step stairway with a bulkhead over that, and put a narrower driveway that's there now with a place for water to run off to, for rainwater to collect and absorb into the water. But she wants access from the outside through a bulkhead to a precast stairway to get into her basement for storage for her summer clothes, winter clothes, and ski stuff and all that to go, other than
from the first floor.
there is no access from the first floor.
To a basement?
Yeah, they took that out when they did the house.
To your garage, I mean.
She got no access from the first floor to the basement. When they redid the house, the building department had them take
The
everything
only
out
way
of
to
the
get into
basement
the basement now is through
through that back bulkhead. So there's a door there now, but we want to put, that's why I moved the door in. I don't know if you saw me doing that, but I moved the door in so that we could put a bulkhead, a precast stairway in, and then a steel bulkhead over it. So you'll open the bulkhead and go down into her basement for storage. And the reason, she wants to be able to pull her car into a driveway and not into a puddle. You know what I mean? Just,
It doesn't last that long.
yeah, I know, but
It's gone in a couple of days, either get pumped out or
it absorbs into the
in
ground.
2 days a year, you're gonna raise the basement and jeopardize your neighbors.
Well, it's,
Displacement of
she's
the
not
water.
building, she's not gonna build the level of her driveway any higher than the existing walls that are around her driveway now, so her neighbors aren't gonna get any more water than they're already getting. She's gonna collect any water that she produces off of her roof.
We're not talking about rainwater there. We're talking
Oh,
about-
like they said, seawall, that thing, water starts coming over that, everybody's screwed.
So, is the
You know?
entrance you're gonna put in gonna be in jeopardy in the storm?
Probably. But all the shelving in the basement is up 3 feet. It will deter the water that much more if we can get it up a little bit.
Well, if you're deterring water, you're deterring it to somewhere else.
Like they said, everybody's gonna get it.
It's only gonna flip.
I mean, you're higher than everybody else, you get nothing. You
Well, I
are.
actually do get it.
Yeah, oh, well, I don't
When I
know.
was, when I walked out with the chief,
You've got plenty.
I was hip high on water.
Oh, you have a basement?
I have a,
I didn't know
Fresh
that.
stone.
I
Our
have
basement
a fresh
is all
stone
fresh
basement.
stone.
Yeah,
They have a float.
yeah,
Like rainwater,
I'm a French drain for the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
yeah. And she also has a French drain in hers that goes out to that tank, so it will actually come and wash right back in on her. So that's why we have all of her shelving down there is 3 feet off the ground, and it's up and down all the walls and down the middle, and
You can't put a bulkhead on the side of the house,
The other side?
what side?
The other side?
under the porch or near the porch? Put a door on the porch?
There's so much stone you have to go through to, this is just the easiest route for her to do it. And she wants to build the driveway up so that she can eventually put a staircase down and she's not going down into a hole to get her car. She wants to just get it all level, she wants to put some landscaping there and some gardens. And she just wants to make it look better than a commercial parking lot. It's just all concrete. She's gonna decrease the amount of pavement that's in there too.
So you're saying that the driveway's only gonna be as high as the wall right now? Because we were told the driveway was gonna be an incline. over
No,
the house.
not at
I
all.
saw a chalk
There
line
was a
on the,
line on the house.
chalk line on the house.
that it
Oh,
was
that was all me. Don't pay attention to what I drew on that house.
No, it wasn't you, it was somebody before
Well,
you.
wait,
look at the things, so the elevations on here,
Yeah, at the most, it's gonna be 3 feet at the low point of the garage, at the
we
low point
started
of the
with
driveway.
one, now it's 2, and now it's
Well,
3 feet.
well,
3 at the garage, right, and about 0 at the 20 feet in from the street.
All right, so you're gonna have
So
a
it's gonna
level,
be
you're
a
gonna have a
foot
level lot all the way
No,
up.
it's still gonna get out a little bit, but it's gonna be about 1.5 feet.
Yeah, wait,
It's
but-
on the average, if you will.
when,
Well, when
she
this-
can't,
when
drain-
this-
she
when
can't
this-
drain her driveway even into the street, so it's actually gonna be below street grade. You can't even do that in this town. So she was gonna have it slope a little bit and then level it out into her driveway.
Does that show it's 13 here and it's 11 here?
Yeah, right. Yeah, up here it's
We will show,
13, 6, 12, 2, 11, 2.
show this gentleman. They,
Existing grade of the house is about 11, 2, 11, 3.
This is to the flood.
Yeah, this is Chickatah in Narragansett.
Okay.
All right, and then up in Narragansett is 14.3. So she's gonna come down about 20 feet, 20, 25 feet to this elevation right here. And this is where it's gonna start being filled. And again, it's gonna be 0 here, but about 3 feet here for an average of about 1.5 foot.
But what I'm saying, it doesn't make sense if you're trying to mitigate this major storm. And I understand why she's trying to do it.
Not a major storm, she's not gonna mitigate a major storm. No way.
She could.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm trying to help her out.
Yeah, no,
Okay?
but-
If you blocked it up, made it a solid wall,
Yeah.
put the egress from the side of her house to her basement,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a bulkhead anyway, okay? Then she doesn't have to worry about storms.
You put the bulkhead over here on.
That's the property line right there.
Yep.
She's right on the
No, I
property.
get that, but you got a big porch here. It's open underneath. It'd be very easy to put the bulkhead down on that side. And then she wouldn't have to worry about.
Do you want to look at that?
She wants to bring the driveway up.
I know she wants to. I understand now. But it's not gonna solve her problem, though, with the storm.
That's why everything in the basement is 3 feet off the deck.
well, those design issues we'll let you discuss because we have one more meeting, but there's some proposals that might
All right, I
come.
just wanted to let, throw my 2 cents.
Yeah, hope so.
We're gonna be continuing this, so if anybody else wants to comment, yes.
Joan Hughes again. I've attended beach renourishment seminars, and I had one thought that might be a partial solution, and the retention ponds. If we could change the pitch of Narragansett Road and have retention ponds as part of Perkins Field, the water could drain in there.
We're not here for that.
We don't have that, but that's something you should
Might
talk
wanna
to Margaret.
discuss with the council.
All right, well, I just.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it might work, but
Yeah.
we're here for a driveway.
Okay.
We get-
Anybody else? And again, this is gonna be continued till the February meeting. Do you have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none? Okay. Now we're at one other business, 1 to 5 Arlington Street. Are they here? Oh, okay. Just for the record, this, we already approved the plan. Evidently it went out to peer review, and there were some changes made, so you're here for a minor.
Yeah, and I apologize, I didn't realize it was on the agenda, so I don't have my plans, but I have.
We have,
I-
yeah, we have.
But I can talk to, so, again, Tracy Avansky from Ty and Bond. This is for the proposed hotel at Arlington and Fayette. There have been some design changes. They decreased the number of stories from 6 to 5. Rooms increased from 140 to 180. We actually decreased the parking. I don't know if you remember the site, but the site is completely.
I live right close.
Okay. The site is completely disturbed. Yeah, I had it on my phone, I was looking at it. The site is completely disturbed under existing conditions, but we are within land subject to coastal storm flowage. So under proposed conditions, we're not changing the overall footprint of impact. There's actually going to be a little bit more building that's over parking, so I'll say there'll be a little bit more quote-unquote clean runoff coming from the building. They'll be going to the drainage system. Other improvements are some changes to the landscaping to make sure they don't conflict with telephone poles and other structures, and have them shade tolerant adjacent to the building. We've relocated a couple of the lines because of the change to the building. The building will be a little bit closer to the street side. It'll be a little bit of a better interface with the streets and the sidewalks. So those are some of the changes, but as far as the Conservation Commission's purview. All the work is still within the same footprint that we were previously proposing to do work in. So what we're requesting is that it be considered a minor change that's allowed under the existing order of conditions.
This went through planning and,
It's going to be at the planning board's hearing in February.
okay.
So we might get some more changes.
Maybe, we think we're close, and we've also have talked with Deidre, we'll be filing for the city's stormwater permit shortly as
So I
well.
know the planning department will have you, peer review person, double check all of this. I don't have any other questions. Again, this was already approved, so it's just a motion to approve the minor changes.
Incorporate the minor changes.
Incorporate the minor changes into the old order, into the order of conditions.
Second, I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, you might be back if planning,
We might be, hopefully not.
yeah.
We've had a few iterations with
Yeah.
this one.
The next one is 81 Spring Street.
Thank you.
Somebody here, Mr. Duca. This, just for the record, it's an oil spill on the property on December 21st, 2016. The property is located in a coastal resource area that is under the jurisdiction of the Quincy Wetland Protection Act.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is there anybody here for 81 Spring Street? And I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the commission. The fire department received a call, someone was taking out an oil tank, and some oil was spilled. I called DEP.
Okay.
They were not interested in coming down to look at it. I got some calls from some neighbors complaining about the oil spill. I have not seen the oil spill, but I just wanted to report to the commission, and I intend to close this case.
Residential oil tank?
It's a residential oil tank that were taken out of the basement.
Out of the basement, just-
And I think there was some oil in it, and I think what happened, it rolled over and some oil spilled out in the backyard. The fire department was called, but they certainly did not feel it was a huge enough spill that warranted any further.
No clean harbor.
And I called DEP myself, and they
Okay,
weren't
They didn't
interested.
want it. All right.
If the commission has no other,
Yeah, if they need to, if they didn't clean it up right, but the fire department is back, we can issue a violation.
we'll keep it on record. I'll just wanted to inform the commission. Thank you.
I believe that's all we have on the record. Right? Motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
For the second? Second. All in favor? Aye. See you next month. I don't know.